Hello and welcome to PA213 week 7. This week we are in chapter 31 and 32 of your book. Chapter 31 literally is just questions about pharmacology. It is called a pharmacology review. Here is how I would take it. Do not use any other resource but your brain. What you've already learned in class, pharmacology. You might go and review it before you take the questions, but use this as a kind of practice test for your certification review. And I would answer every single question on that. I'm not exactly sure what your assignment is asking for that, but I would answer every question just so that I get my practice in. And then the very last questions, 31 through 50, is matching the brand name with the generic name, and see if you can do that as well and see how far you are off. If you do get a lot of questions that you're not able to answer, then you know I need to review for pharmacology. If you quiz right through this, then you know it and go on to the next, okay? So that's what I have to say about pharmacology. Chapter 32 starts with pharmacy law, state and federal regulations, and I'm excited to announce that I'm actually part of the Missouri Board of Pharmacy. We are part of a little board who is talking about licensing pharmacy technicians and what that should include, and how far our license should be able to take us, what's our scope of practice. So I'm really excited to be part of that. It's actually meeting later this month and next month, and so I'll be able to voice my opinion of how I think a pharmacy technician should be able to act and work in a pharmacy. So I'm excited to do that. But so let's talk about state and federal regulations as they are right now for us. And so remember, we learned about this in our other classes, but it starts with the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, and this guarantees a safe, effective, and unadulterated drug product that is appropriately labeled. And so that also goes with how we label it in the pharmacy, that we make sure that we put the right label on the right bottle. So we're saying that this is Lipitor, it better be Lipitor in that bottle. That's how that goes. The Controlled Substance Act serves to protect the public by regulating abusable drugs in the effort to prevent addiction and destructive behavior. Remember, controlled substances start with C1, which of course is not in the pharmacy. They are street drugs, not dispensed in the pharmacy. Then go down to C2 all the way to C5. C2s are kept in the safe. C3, 4, 5 is kept out in the regular pharmacy. So if you're looking for a C2 medication, this has happened to me before, so I'm going to tell you about it. If you're looking for Percocet on the shelves of the pharmacy, it's not there. It is locked in a safe at all times. So make sure that you know where to find these medications. The difference between a C2 and a C3, 4, 5 is the addictive properties. So they say that Percocet is a lot more addictive than alprazolam or Xanax, if you needed to know that. So make sure you do know the difference of that. Packaging Act, this is that we do child proofing. Most every pharmacy that you work in will have and patients can actually request to have a child-proof cap or not. Usually elderly patients can't get into child-proof caps anymore, and so we'll just put the easy cap on it, but we make sure that we even put a label on it that says this is not a child-proof cap, so make sure to keep it out of the reach of children. The Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act, it says it provides the protection to the patient in form of mandates that provide patients counseling and medical supervision. So this is when the pharmacist has to offer counseling to every patient that we give medications to. Can I help you? Can I explain this to you? And usually the pharmacy technician is the one who is dispensing the medication or checking that patient out. And so we have to ask, can I have you talk to the pharmacist about this new medication? And some pharmacists will say, if it's a new medication, call me down there. I want to talk to them. It doesn't matter if they want to know about it or not. I'm going to go ahead and counsel them on it. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, that is HIPAA. And I tell people all the time that when you go into a new medical facility, you will be HIPAAized in their way. So Walgreens will have a different HIPAA mandate than CVS or Walmart or Sam's or or a smaller pharmacy. So you walk into one of these pharmacies, they're going to either have a HIPAA video for you to watch and sign off on, or some HIPAA training for you to go to. And this just says that we're not going to share patients' private health care information with any other patient. So that is where it's really important. If a patient comes up to your desk and they're checking in with a prescription, and then you have one right behind them, that patient's standing back, so that when you're talking to the patient in front of you, that they do not hear everything that you're saying. And then when that next patient comes up, that you make sure you take the prescription you just got from that patient and put it up somewhere so that the next patient doesn't see what was on that prescription. That is being smart and being private. Something also is that you're not bringing the bags up for wrong people. Like if they say I'm Joe Smith and you actually pick up Joe Sam and you show them what medication, that is HIPAA. Now they know Joe Sam knows what Joe Smith has, and so that can be HIPAA. Or you can't talk on the phone with patients who are like husband and wife. So if a husband requests, hey, I need to know what my wife is on, that's HIPAA. You can't tell them what the wife is on. You can't say, yeah, here's her list of medications. Or even if they need something printed at the pharmacy that says, hey, I need for my insurance you to show me everything that my wife is on. Okay, I'll mail it to her because I can't legally give it to you because of HIPAA. I hope that you understand HIPAA a little more, but that's just how I remember HIPAA. And then it goes into, I'm sorry, that's my dogs. It goes into a little bit more about what it should look like in these acts and in these laws. These acts and laws is what I would really study up on, knowing these, because these are just easy questions. And then again, your chapter review questions, how I would answer these is go through your chapter, read your chapter, and then without looking back through your chapter, answer the question. See if that you can answer them. If you can't, then you need a little bit more studying on that question. So I hope this has helped you in learning a little bit more about law and reviewing for pharmacology. Let me know if you have any questions. Please sign up for your certification exam. If it's not for after this class, then I would do it after your last class. So you should all know when that is. If you don't, let me know. I can get you that date. And then take your exam that next month or even that next week if you are ready to do that. I know you all are because we're reviewing right now. All right, hope you have a great week and talk with you soon.